There are certain times of year when you find yourself making coffee in other people's kitchens, and often family members, let's say, or maybe they don't have a burr grinder. Maybe they only have a blade grinder. Now, we've said blade grinders are bad because they're not nearly as good as burr grinders, but I'll take a blade grinder over pre-ground coffee any day of the week. And what we can do with a kind of 3-stage hack is improve the quality of coffee coming out of a blade grinder quite dramatically. These hacks will go from pretty simple through to something you maybe don't want to get caught doing by another family member. Make sure that when you're grinding in a blade grinder, you don't just let the burrs spin and just hold down the button, but you regularly stop and shake up the grounds in there. This will help ensure the evenness of the grounds that you're getting out of this thing. It really does make quite a large difference. It's a quick thing, but it is pretty useful. So coffee in, and then as you're grinding, now you're going to have to eyeball this to about the grind size that you want. What I would say is that chances are they maybe don't have a great brewing setup. This kind of a grind method works really well with things like a French press, especially with the French press technique, to get pretty good results for lots of people in the morning. So at this point, your grounds are okay, right? They're better than they would be if you just let the whole thing run for a while. You'd have some super fine pieces, which you don't want, and you'd have some very large pieces that you don't want. So here, the ground is a little uneven, but it's okay. So onto the second stage. Most kitchens have a sieve in them, and the sieve is your friend. Right now, we're not worried about the super fine pieces, we're actually worried about the much larger pieces, those kind of boulder size pieces and not the fines. So very quickly, all you're gonna do is just sift the grounds you've got. And what you'll see is that most of it will go through, and you'll be left with just those big bouldery pieces. And what we're gonna do with those is just grind those again, right? We're gonna take those down finer on their own. So here, still quite a lot of coffee needs to be ground again. So here we're at the point of diminishing returns. I would probably not keep going and going and going and going. I'd just probably grind 10, 15% more coffee than I might need for my brew, because what I've got here at this point is actually pretty uniform. But we can go further. So we've taken care of the big pieces, but what about the fines? Now this is the thing that maybe you're gonna look a little weird in front of family members doing, but chances are they've got paper towel in their kitchen, and this stuff is really useful. This is a hack taught to me by Ben Kaminsky. And all you're gonna do is put your grounds onto your paper towel. Spread them around a little bit, kind of rub them into the paper. And that's it. You're gonna decant these back into whatever you're gonna brew with or another bowl, because what happens is that those super fine pieces get stuck on the paper and you get rid of them that way. So what we've got at the end of all this is not the most uniformly ground coffee, but actually it's really, really pretty good. There's a little tiny bit of waste, it's a little bit of extra effort, and frankly, that's why we buy burr grinders. But if you have to make the best coffee you can with a blade grinder in a house, this is how to do it. So that's it. That's how you're gonna get really pretty good grounds out of a blade grinder. It's a little extra work, no doubt, and that's frankly why we buy burr grinders. But maybe you've got the holidays coming up, maybe your whole family expects you to make amazing coffee because they know you're into coffee, but they don't give you the tools to do it. But here, a couple of quick hacks to get the best possible grounds out of a blade grinder. As always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have a great day.